that everybody else been saying since I moved to 147, I ain't fought nobody. Every last one of them stump a mud hole in their ass and he gonna be next. Watch. So when I beat you, is you gonna be a nobody? When I stump a mud hole in your ass, is you gonna be a nobody? You gonna be just like everybody else. Watch. Watch.
Canelo versus Crawford is right around the corner, and the tension continues to rise. During a recent press conference, Canelo and Crawford once again exchanged verbal jabs. The heated moment started when Canelo was asked about their previous press conference where the two had a physical altercation.
I didn't. He did before. He tried to walk me back, and it just was my reaction. That's it. I think he don't did them because he really wanted to do. I think Turki Al-Ashi told him, you need to do something. And he did. He did. And
Not only that, but after the press conference, Crawford made it clear that he has been laughing at Canelo's antics and is actually enjoying all the drama surrounding their rivalry.
As you can see, you know, I love things like that. You know, it excites me. I'm more motivated than ever.
Terence Crawford spoke about the previous press conference where Canelo Alvarez pushed him during their face-off. He explained that the push did not shake him in any way and has not affected his mindset or approach to the upcoming fight.
You know what I mean? Like, that little push didn't do nothing, as you can see. But come fight time, we're not going to be pushing, we're going to be punching. So it doesn't even...
Not only did the last press conference draw attention, but this one also featured an intense death stare face-off. New boxing promoter Dana White, who previously worked under the UFC banner, had to personally step in to separate the two fighters. This is more than just a war. It's a once-in-a-lifetime event between two fighters who have conquered multiple weight classes, claimed countless titles, and silenced critics time and time again. Canelo Alvarez reflected on his fight with Billy Joe Saunders, recalling how Saunders' pre-fight attitude and antics fueled his aggression and intensity inside the ring. He hinted that a similar scenario might play out in his upcoming clash with Crawford.
You know, a lot of MMA fans, UFC fans, may not have ever seen you fight before. And they might tune in because Dana and the UFC are involved. So what has it been like maybe introducing yourself to a lot of it?
Canelo Alvarez admitted that he lost respect for Crawford because of certain statements Crawford made, particularly when he claimed he doesn't believe in meeting other people's expectations. To Canelo, it felt as though Crawford had something to prove or something he needed to get off his chest during the press conference.
more personal because, you know, I did respect him. I don't respect him anymore because he say, I'm not gonna do what they want me to do and this and that. And then he tried to, maybe Turki Al-Ashi told him, hey, you need to do something because you seem so nervous in Riyadh. So and he tried to like walk me back, and that's why I pushed him. And you know, like I say, don't fuck with me.
Does it bring a different Canelo then?
Yeah.
At the press conference, Canelo gave a similar statement in front of the media and boxing officials, openly claiming that it might be Turkey's plan for Crawford to walk him down, a remark that sparked chaos during their last face-off. He warned that crossing the line with him could ultimately end Crawford's career.
Before I respect his word because he say, oh, I'm not gonna let somebody to tell me what I need to do, and he did. So, but you know me. Just, I respect everybody, but if you me, so it's gonna be different. You know.
Listen.
Hey, we know, buddy. We know.
First
we know.
and foremost.
During a heated exchange between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez, Crawford responded to rumors from Canelo's camp suggesting that he was afraid. Crawford explained that he confronted Canelo to prove he wasn't scared and to send a message that he was in control heading into the fight. However, Canelo clarified that he never made such a statement himself and pointed out that it was actually Crawford's uncle who had made the claim.
Somebody was in the room saying that I was scared of him. So I stepped to him and showed him who was the boss of this fight. I ain't scared of shit.
Hey, I never say that. Your uncle say that. No.
Crawford remained firm in his stance that he fears no one, insisting that Canelo will realize this once they step into the ring. He also reminded the audience that during their previous press appearance, he did not hesitate to approach Canelo, despite the Mexican star being the naturally larger fighter.
And you're going to find that out. As you've seen, the last press conference,
We'll see.
when I walked you down, when you were supposed to be the bigger man.
Yeah, hey, you say that because you fighting with nobody, and you obviously look like you're a great fighter. But you find out September 13th, this is gonna be different for you.
And it's going to be different from you as well.
On one side stands Canelo Alvarez, the pride of Mexico and the undisputed super middleweight champion, boasting 63 wins, 2 losses, and 39 knockouts. Throughout his career, he has gone toe-to-toe with some of boxing's biggest names, including Gennady Golovkin, Miguel Cotto, Sergey Kovalev, and Caleb Plant. While Eddie Hearn initially downplayed the buzz surrounding Crawford, he now admits that this fight will be a monumental day for Canelo.
So yesterday, and I thought Canelo looked really well. Do you know what I mean? And obviously, he's a big lump. So I was always Canelo. Then I sort of leant towards Bud, but now I'm back with Canelo. So we'll see.
No, Canelo's an all-time great. He's an incredible fighter. And look, I actually think this is a bad fight for him.
Eddie Hearn revealed that he is leaning toward Canelo, but admitted that the fight will be challenging for both men. He acknowledged that Crawford's unique style, marked by sharp timing, slick movement, and constant adjustments, could turn the bout into a chess match, forcing Canelo to play catch-up.
He'll engage a lot more than Skull, but he will be looking to do all the things where people have had success, which is use movement. Look at what Bivol did. Bivol had the perfect game plan. He boxed off the back foot, then he attacked, then he moved, then he, all that kind of stuff. I think Crawford will be looking to do.
Hearn went on to explain that Crawford views this fight as far more than just another title or a massive payday. It is his ultimate mission. For Crawford, it represents an opportunity to shed the label of being only a technical master and to step into true greatness, the kind that cements a place in history. According to Hearn, Crawford isn't chasing clout, he's chasing legacy.
It's probably quite personal to him to prove himself as a great. And there is no doubt that if he wins this fight, he's a great. I mean, he's a pound-for-pound tremendous fight.
He also addressed the elephant in the room, the size difference. Crawford is a natural welterweight at 147 pounds, while Canelo has long reigned as the 168-pound champion. Despite the clear weight gap, Crawford continued calling out Canelo's
name. Interestingly, Canelo didn't shut the door on the idea. Instead, he left it open, saying that if the business aligned properly, he would take the fight seriously.
Obviously 154 now, but the money's the money, and he was never going to turn it down.
Canelo has fought and defeated champions across 4 different weight classes. Rising from a teenage prospect to one of the biggest pay-per-view stars in modern boxing, he has built an empire both inside and outside the ring with his sharp counterpunches, granite chin, and punishing body shots that wear opponents down. At the press conference, he appeared more composed and relaxed than Bud. He also shared his thoughts on collaborating with Dana White and the organizing team for the Blockbuster event, emphasizing that UFC and boxing are not competitors, but partners. You make us look like we are competing, but I know I'm not. I have always liked Dana White. I respect all the UFC fighters, and I believe we can show people that if we work together, we can achieve big things, Canelo said. He expressed excitement about working with Dana White, Netflix, and everyone involved in the promotion. Canelo also acknowledged that Crawford brings something different to the table, and that now it's time to see how this new challenge unfolds. Meanwhile, Antonio Tarver spoke confidently about Crawford's mindset, describing it as a rare energy that separates great fighters from the rest, an unwavering, fearless presence that silences doubt and refuses to see any opponent as a threat.
I've been telling y'all for the longest, that boy got that energy. And you know what energy I'm talking about. What is that? Tarver energy. Yes, sir. Tarver. He got that. And so you know, when you get that, we don't see nobody.
Tarver then shifted his attention to Canelo Alvarez, offering a more critical perspective. While acknowledging Canelo's toughness, he pointed out that the Mexican star hasn't faced a true challenge in quite some time, and that his ring movement hasn't been as sharp recently. Tarver cautioned that comfort can be dangerous, as it may cause even the best fighters to ease off the gas.
With a dog, Canelo. Now, the Canelo footwork ain't been what it's supposed to be lately, and he hasn't a real threat in a long time. Right. Now, sometimes we can get so comfortable in that zone, but now you got to go down deep to get ready for Crawford.
We all know Crawford as a master technician with an undefeated 40-0 record and 30 knockouts, a switch-hitting puzzle that no opponent has solved. Since moving up to 140 pounds, he has remained unchallenged, dominating the 147-pound division. With a shocking win over Errol Spence Jr., and more recently, capturing a world title at 154 pounds. Now, with bold ambition, he is moving up yet again to face the most formidable man at 168 pounds. Such daring is rare, and rarer still is finding someone capable of pulling it off. Frank Martin also shared his perspective on the different approaches William Skull and Terence Crawford might take against Canelo Alvarez. After Canelo's last fight, Skull leaned heavily on evasive tactics, which Martin criticized as being overly defensive. However, he does not expect Crawford to adopt the same strategy.
I think Terence gonna run from Canelo as much as that guy did. I feel like he gonna box for sure, but he gonna sit down on some shots. He gonna fight in spurts against Canelo.
In Martin's view, Crawford may enter the fight at a size disadvantage against Canelo, but he will carry key advantages, most notably his speed, to compete effectively. Martin further explained that Crawford's smaller frame could actually work in his favor, allowing him to move faster and giving him a legitimate chance to defeat Canelo.
Fast. Sometimes, man, like, just because a guy bigger, it don't always mean, like, he can crack, but, it's like Terence he gonna be the faster, he gonna be the quicker fighter, the more explosive fighter, too, I feel like.
By outlining the disadvantages smaller fighters often face against bigger opponents, he seamlessly argued that quicker, smaller fighters can still hold an edge over taller, heavier foes. His reasoning highlighted why speed deserves respect in evenly matched or highly contested fights. Ultimately, it comes down to balancing physical strength with quickness.
Mean nothing. A lot of times, them guys be slower,
Yeah.
When a smaller guy come up to a higher weight, you just can't get hit by you just can't get hit by the bigger guy, especially if you're a puncher. But a lot of times, the smaller guy have an advantage, I feel like, because
This battle could redefine greatness for Crawford. If he manages to defeat Canelo, a naturally larger fighter proven across multiple styles, Crawford would become the first male fighter in the four-belt era to hold undisputed titles in 3 weight divisions. It would be a historic accomplishment, one never achieved by legends like Mayweather, Pacquiao, or Roy Jones Jr., history written in bold capital letters. Among those weighing in against Canelo is one of his former opponents, Floyd Mayweather Jr., the man who handed Canelo one of the most decisive defeats of his career. Back in 2013, a younger Canelo wasn't just beaten, but dominated by Mayweather in spectacular fashion.
I like Canelo. This guy can do, he can pick and choose who he want to fight. And I'm gonna tell y'all the truth about Canelo. Easy, man. Cakewalk. Easy. Y'all sitting up here, y'all praising this dude. This dude was nothing. I was almost 40 years old when I cooked this dude. Easy. Y'all always disrespecting our fight.
The weight difference may influence the fight, but physically both fighters appear to be on equal footing, which explains the confidence coming from both camps. Trainer Brian "Bo-Mac" McIntyre matched his fighter's energy with calm certainty, speaking not with trash talk but with quiet confidence. He made it clear that while their strategy will remain a secret, the outcome is already decided in his mind. McIntyre isn't concerned with hype or showmanship. His focus is on preparation, discipline, and the trust built over years, elements he believes will deliver victory. We're just going to get out there and win. Do whatever we need to do to win. I'm not going to give out the game plan or anything like that, but no matter what people think, I just know we're going to win, McIntyre stated. Notably, Crawford boasts a knockout rate of 73% compared to Canelo's 63.9%, an impressive figure considering Crawford spent most of his career in lighter weight classes. Still, rivals remain rivals. Oscar De La Hoya has criticized the fight, the promoters, and even the dinner that Canelo and Crawford attended with Turki Al-Sheikh.
Ridiculous promotion of Canelo Crawford has given me lots of good ammunition. Ooh, first, let's take it back to last week when this photo was taken of Canelo and Crawford having dinner together. Like your best friends. I love you, man.
Oscar De La Hoya expressed his frustration with the fight's buildup, criticizing the overly polished and friendly tone between the fighters, which he believes has dulled boxing's edge. He argued that fans don't tune in for mutual admiration, but for the fire, tension, and raw energy that make a fight feel like a war. Comparing today's pre-fight atmosphere to the rivalries of past legends, he noted that clashes like Muhammad Ali versus Joe Frazier or Mike Tyson versus Mitch Green would never have carried the same impact if the fighters had been seen casually dining together beforehand.
Muhammad Ali or like Joe Frazier having dinner together? What? Can you imagine Mike Tyson and Mitch Green before a brawl? What the f? No boxing fan wants to see two fighters having dinner together.
We could have a dinner.
He then doubled down, saying, "The real draw of boxing lies in the buildup, the tension and emotional stakes that make every round feel like life or death. When the promotional narrative feels forced or overly polished, it loses its spark."
We want anticipation. We want to feel like an actual war is about to happen. Not caviar and champagne together while they're staging their trilogy. Jesus Christ.
Oscar then made it personal, urging Bud to bring up the controversy surrounding Canelo's failed drug test linked to tainted meat, a nightmare that has haunted Canelo for years. It was a calculated move by De La Hoya to ignite real heat and shift the emotional tone of the promotion. He mocked, "I mean, come on, anybody else not buying this? Nobody's got time for this." Crawford, if you really want to make Canelo mad, just tell the truth about him and his tainted meats. But this fight isn't just about stats or numbers, it's about legacy. Entering this bout, Crawford is already a two-time undisputed champion with nothing left to prove. Yet, he craves the kind of challenge that could elevate him to immortality. Meanwhile, Canelo has ruled for so long that the only way to keep his throne is by defeating the man many believe is destined to dethrone him. British boxing journalist Gareth A. Davies offered a blunt reminder of the reality Crawford faces, delivering a raw, unfiltered take without sugarcoating what this fight could ultimately become.
For both men, Canelo always looks for the knockout, as he says. He will be planting his feet. And as I said to Terence, are you prepared to be hit harder than you've ever been hit before? Obviously he doesn't want to be hit, but Canelo will hit him harder than anyone he's probably been in against.
Davies put it bluntly. Canelo isn't coming to box softly, he's coming to hurt. He fights flat-footed, plants himself, and hunts for the knockout like a man on a mission. Crawford, on the other hand, has never experienced shots like the ones Canelo is prepared to deliver. This fight will test far more than skill. It will test durability, heart, and sheer willpower. It won't just be a tactical chess match, it will be a war where every clean punch has the power to change everything. Davies leaves the audience with a chilling question. Is Crawford truly ready for that level of fire?
But it wasn't the same Errol Spence that he fought, and he's up against one of the all-time greats of Mexican boxing on September the 13th at the Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. It's a really big fight for him. It's a legacy fight because his resume isn't anything like Saul Canelo Alvarez's.
The heat, drama, and anticipation make it clear that this is not just another boxing match. It's a clash of legacies, pride, and raw emotion. With every press conference, every quote, and every stare down, the fire only intensifies. Whether it's built on respect or rivalry, calm strategy or fierce tension, one thing is certain. When Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford step into the ring, the world will be watching to see who carves their name into history. If you felt the heat in this breakdown, hit like, subscribe for more real fight talk, and drop your prediction in the comments. Is Crawford truly getting under Canelo's skin? Or will the Mexican superstar silence all doubt once again? Let us know below and stay tuned.